Thomas Jefferson once said that if you want something that you've never had, you have to be willing to do something that you've never done. And that is the thought that is in my mind during this session going into it. And I think that what it eventually leads to is an understanding of the importance of being wrong occasionally and experiencing the feeling of having something not correct or having an idea or a plan go differently than you expect. And you guys may not expect where I'm going to end up going with this particular thought. I tried out my Olympic shoes tonight. I haven't worn them in a while, at least since I pulled out of my last meet, did all the situation stuff that was going on, and I tried them during this session. I've got to say, I didn't really enjoy them. I didn't really feel the same benefits that I did, and you're going to see my depth is generally pretty good, but the reps themselves felt pretty bad. I felt really disconnected with the weight. I felt like I was being pitched forward like usual when you start doing something again that you haven't. I just didn't feel like I was in control like I normally would be. But the important thing, for me at least, wasn't the fact that I tried these and they didn't feel very good, and I feel like I've decided to hold off using them again until after my next meet. I think it's important to experience the possibility and experience this sensation of having a thought like, this should help, right? It should improve my depth. It should make my squats feel better. This should be a positive thing. And to have it not be the case and to say, you know what, maybe you had it right and maybe there was some time. But I think it's important to risk that occasionally. There's a lot of people who become so invested in the idea of being correct that they will sacrifice an opportunity to improve or utilize something that is a better option or alternative for them because they are too stubborn to say, maybe I don't know everything. And I've talked about this a few times. I've discussed throughout the last few months of videos all the times where I've discovered and rediscovered and rediscovered the incredible sensation of figuring out that you don't know everything. And it's really tough sometimes. I was supposed to do this workout with my friend Ben Seath, but we had some communication issues and some gym entry issues and things kind of went through. My friend Justin came by though, and we talked during this. And you're going to see I did 5-10 for 4 sets of 4. I moved up to this 5:45. This was the set where I decided that I didn't like the shoes because I felt so uncomfortable with this heavier weight on my back. Anyway, I digress. I kind of talked to him about, you know, the idea of how the people that you surround yourself with and the kind of motivations that you get from positive feedback, critical feedback, and things that are truly helpful. And what we kind of decided and what I explained to him was important to me. If I'm ever training around people or if I choose to train with someone, I get oftentimes really positive responses from people saying, wow, that's, you know, you're strong, this is good. But I think it's important not to let that be the only kind of feedback that you ever listen to. If you let it get to your head too much, that people are impressed by what you're doing and the standards that you hold yourself to and the standards that they may be holding you to start to relax a little bit. Kurt Karwowski, the best squatter in the history of the universe, he did an interview with Mark Ripto a while back and talked about the way that he picked his training partners as he wanted them to tell him when something was wrong and he needed to fix it. And he had this big guy who his job was to find something wrong in what he's doing. And he said, you know, if I'm doing something wrong, I want you to know. And anytime that Kirk did a perfect rep, the guy would come up and say, your shoes are untied, or something is goofy, you know, you look like an idiot. And he would say something, so there's always something to improve on. And while I'm a big proponent of having the positive reassurance for myself and from everybody else that, like, you know, you're on the right track, I think it's really important not to lose the mentality that I still want to get better, and I don't want to miss an opportunity to get better. The squats tonight were a part of that. Benching feels like it's going pretty well. It can improve, and I'm so excited that it can improve. I hit this 345 with those the 5-second pauses leading up, and then I dropped down and did 315 for sets of 5. I could still stand to have a little bit more control in these presses. I think I got a little loose once I started doing rep work, but at the same time, I'm happy that it's going in that direction, and it wouldn't have gone this direction. It wouldn't be going this well if I wasn't appropriately critical with my performance of the lift. You can't take the risk of limiting your ability to get better by trying to take the point of this unfallible expertise that a lot of people, especially people in the YouTube area, especially people who get placed in this position of high degrees of influence for other people, you have to be very careful that you don't sacrifice your ability to progress for your ability to be seen as right. And I think that a lot of people, if you take just a step back and observe what you're doing and what information you're putting out there, there's a lot of pressure to feel like you're right. There's a lot of pressure to stay consistent with the advice you give. I understand that. And it's one of the reasons that I've been very hesitant to give any kind of real technical advice when it comes to lifting or anything like that. And in the future, I hope to encourage some different technique ideas, thoughts, cues that people can consider. I think that'll be a good thing for my channel, and I think it'll be helpful to other people. But I always want to state that I'm not 100% always right. There are many times when I try something and it doesn't work, and that's how you learn best, is by observing the things that you've missed and finding the situations. And it doesn't matter if your 10 buddies are telling you that you squatted deep enough if you get to the meet and the judges say you didn't. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks when you're putting yourself in that competitive area. So I just want to encourage everybody, don't be so opposed to trying something new, because if it works and it proves you wrong, I would take that 10 times out of 10. I would always rather be proven wrong in a way that benefits me and improves my performance than be right or see myself as right and not allow myself to be proven wrong and stay at that lower level when you can improve in a way that's totally legitimate and you just hadn't thought of it yet. So kind of an interesting topic, I guess, today, a little different than usual. Check out the workout write-up if you want to see how everything went with the weight progressions and all those breakdowns. Thank you guys for all the comments in that last video. It really means a lot, even for the people who said, I don't know what to say, but you asked to say something. So I appreciate all of you. It just helps me know that there's at least people there. It really does help the channel grow. The likes, the comments, all that stuff. The reason I ask is because it can improve the opportunity to be influential to a larger audience if there's more activity on the channel. And I feel like even though I may not be right 100% of the time, that I get lucky sometimes, and I feel like the messages I try to send are positive in nature and can help people improve, and that's why I appreciate you guys in general and why it helps me to learn and hopefully helps you to be inspired and grow as well. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, go ahead, watch it again. Maybe you'll change your mind. Chances are you will, I hope. Other than that, I've got my deadlifts tomorrow, but it might take me a little while to get that video up. Either way, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and happy holiday season as we move in towards Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all that good stuff. So have a great night. Bye.